Hey, Ebo Westart, how are you? Let's get all my supplies out of their bag. Andy! Cortez 101, how are you? All right. Pixie, Bernie, you guys made it! Awesome! Very cool. In fact, let me move these colors. Hey, Roxy, how are you? Hey, look, Andy, it's not soccer practice night. I am working with water-soluble crayons today. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Flag Day every day. Lily Boing? Kate Disney, how are you? Okay, so I did put a question in my stories of what to draw, and everybody had really great suggestions. But I just taught a really long class today, and I didn't have time to prepare anything, so I decided to just grab these notebooks that are half finished, and I'm actually just going to work on finishing a couple of them tonight, and you guys get to vote which ones. And these will be going in my shop when finished. So, Jessica, Art of Salia. Oh, Art of Salia, I didn't think you were going to be making it. Hello. So if there is a preference of which one, I love this one because I am a plant person. I'm currently surrounded by all my plants right now, so this is valid. And then there's Plant Mom. The thing I can't wrap my head around. The thing you can't wrap your head around, what? The fox. The fox just needs some line work, so I'm probably going to do him, and there's a little bit more detailing in some of these. This is a D&D reference for my nerding. This is D8 right here. Bad case of hiccups? Oh no. You're a fox too. J Motushi, welcome. Shimmerak Creed, I'm pronouncing that wrong. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you. Glad I could. I don't know how long I could stay though. Well, hey, you made it, and I didn't think you were going to be able to, so that's awesome. Water soluble crayons. Oh, no, they're so much fun. They're so much fun. Hello. Just don't put 1 on the die. I know, right? It's unlucky. I think I'm just going to put 8 on there. This one's almost finished, so I'm going to set these ones aside for right now, and we'll work on these. Nice D&D reference. I know, right? Water-soluble crayons. I have so many of them because I am addicted. These ones in particular are the Jane Davenport brand. And this line specifically was inspired by makeup. So I thought that was fun. There is always the gelatos, which are really nice. And then you've got the Marabou art crayons. So there's plenty to choose from. I pulled them all out. I typically just travel with these ones. I have like one of every color, so I make it work. Misty Lady Arts, how are you? What are they? So water-soluble crayons, let me get a swatch test, or swatch card real quick. They are wax-based. We're going to do this color. You've never seen these? Oh no. These are so great. They are like a crayon, like a wax pastel. And they go on like an oil pastel. But they're water-soluble, so you can actually, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can, 1, add some water, and it turns into like kind of like a watercolor effect, like water-soluble pens, or you can take gesso. On the Plant Mom one, it'd be funny to put an inverted baby bottle in the plant as a water feeder. Oh my gosh, it's funny. And then you can actually take gesso and you can, it makes like, it's like a travel acrylic paint. It lightens the color, makes it more creamy, but I really like it. Yeah. So you get 2 different effects with it. They are so much fun. I love them so much. And I love it because I can take these with me and I can travel with them. Hey, thanks, Bernie. Sorry if I missed any comments. Anyways, so that's kind of what I'm working here. I've started them and I have these. These are by Sakura. They're the Souffle. They're the Souffle gel pens, and they're like 3D, but they're permanent when dried. Just don't put a fixative over them. I did that mistake, and that was bad. How'd you not know about these? I don't know. I've used them on Art Snacks and 20. Not the Jane Davenport brand, but were you there when I did the snowflakes and I used the gold one? I think it was this one, the champagne gold. No, that's iced chai. But anyways, that's the same thing. You just can mix it with gesso instead. Where do I buy these? These ones are for sale in the Art Snack Shop. This is not sponsored, by the way. These are for sale in the Art Snack Shop, and you can buy the individual colors. They have so many to choose from. You can buy them in any, like, Michael's craft store. Hold on. Did you do the DIY notebooks? I cheated. I bought a whole pack of 48 of these, and I just draw on them whenever I want. Hey, Dancer! Gelato. Yeah, that they're called gelatos, but they are water-soluble crayons. They do the same thing. And these ones you can get, like, shimmery ones to it, which is really fun. And then the other brand that's also available for purchase in the Art Snack Shop are the Marabou crayons, and they do the same thing. I just came to say hi. I have work tomorrow. Oh, well, thank you so much for stopping by, Dancer. I really appreciate it. And I'm sad you can't stay, but I understand. Work is the thing. I'm one of their ambassadors, so I represent them. But it is a lot of fun. If you're on Mix and they open up the ambassador program, then they share it first on Mix, so you can be the first one to put in an application. I have them and never realize the effect. I'm overjoyed now. Oh, that's always the best, right? Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you learned so many things. I don't feel like I have a lot to offer, but if anybody feels inspired, I feel very happy. We'll be back soon, going to work on some ideas digitally. Yeah, cool. I'll see you soon. Hey, Als Demeter 13, how are you? Okay, so I'm actually going to take some green. And I think that I'm actually going to do 2 different types of green because I want it to be a little bit darker. Oh, no, I know what I'm doing. Ha ha ha. Roberta, how are you? As you can see, this no longer has a point. This used to have a point to it. It no longer has a point. I have used it so much. I'm glad. I owe all this info because of, I got signed up with Art Snacks, I think 3 years ago in January. And going on 4 years, I think. And since being a part of them, I've just learned so much about art supplies, what was out there that I never knew existed. That's amazing. How do you get a following for your art? A lot of time. A lot of time. I have a small following. I mean, in the overall scheme of things, it's bigger for me than it ever has been. But in the grand scheme of things, it's very small. But I actually like it. Because it grows more and more. It just takes a lot of time, and I think that engaging with people is huge. I like to talk with you guys, and I like to answer questions when I can. Not that I have anything to rave about, really, but I just really enjoy engaging with you guys, inspiring others. Hey, Bridget, how are you? It feels like I was just doing this, and I did. I did an impromptu stream on Tuesday. Ha! I remember now. A little about Art Snacks and the subscription, new stuff. I know, right? I feel like before Art Snacks came, my studio was so small, and now it's bursting at the seams because I've got all this information of art supplies. It's just amazing. It's so amazing. How did my class go? It went so good. Oh my gosh. I felt a lot better this week than I did last week. And they actually asked if I would come back. And yeah, we learned how to draw faces, which I will probably give some of those demonstrations in another live stream. Not tonight because I'm not prepared for it, and I've been teaching it all day and working on it since yesterday. So I'm like, I need a break. But at some point, I will share what I've taught there. Probably on stream. My art teacher gave me the best critique ever. Nice. That's always such a good feeling, right? Also, Chrissy Poo, thank you for asking. That was sweet of you to remember. How's my cold? Yeah, I'm feeling better. I mean, it's still there. It's still hanging around. And at this point, almost everybody in the household has got a cold now. So it's like, oh, it's just going around. It's fine. It's all right. I've still got one more project to finish, and then I can be social again once I finish that. But in the meantime, now I'm going to let that one dry a little bit. Faces. Oh, yes. Faces and people is something I never tire of talking about, because it's such a hard thing. It's such a hard thing. We're going to just do traditional brown terracotta pots. Are you using the gesso now? Yes. When you see me spreading it around, I'm using the gesso. I do that for two reasons. One, I like the opaque effect it gives. And then two, it also kind of seals it. It seals it into a paint form that doesn't budge. It's really like acrylic. And then I don't have to worry as much about sealing it completely. It's going around your house too. I'm sorry, Kate Disney. That's kind of what happened with our household and friends group, right? It happens every year. You can try and fight it. You can try and escape. You can try and hide. It's going to come for you. And that's just, I'm thankful it's just a simple cold. Oh, that brown almost matches completely with the actual craft paper. That's fine. We'll fix it when it dries. In the meantime, sorry, a little laggy. I'll come back in a sec. Hey, no problem. We'll be waiting. When I get sick, my body says, ha, let's see how sick you can be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, bodies can do that sometimes. Most of the time, mine will do that. But this time I was very fortunate that it was just an inconvenient head cold. And I've also been taking vitamin C regularly, so I think that kind of helped cushion the blow a little bit. But it's fine. I used to get sick with colds or whatever, and I'd still go and work a 10-hour, 9-hour day in retail and help people find clothing. So I'm like, if I can do that, I can do anything. That suddenly sounds very spooky. I know, right? Would the Flow Aid work with these? You know what? I'm not sure. Let's try it. I have it right here. I mean, it's something I would definitely experiment with. Let's see if we can. I figured out that Flow Aid is really great when you're painting miniatures for D&D. Super great. It's okay. I don't feel like there's much difference besides water. I feel like I would get a better effect with the water. But it's not, I mean, I'm sure you could absolutely work with it. Create, Illustrate, how are you? Gosh, I love the way you spell that name. So yeah. We know it can work with the Flow Aid, but I definitely think it looks better. Like, if you're going to go with that route, something clear, I'd just suggest water. Good evening from the UK. That's right, you're in the UK. I forget about that. Watercolor Bambi, you made it. I am doing well. I finished my class, and I don't have to worry about teaching again for the rest of this year. And I'm almost done with my second project. The book's almost done, you guys. It is almost done. I am so happy. And you'll notice I'm not really taking care to watch the line art, and that's mainly because when you're doing this, it's going to just cover your line art, and it's okay. I'm going to outline it again with a pen. The Copic Gas Infused one, actually. I like the gesso, yes. I like the gesso too. It's my favorite. So, and the thing is, it dries really fast, you guys. This effect dries super fast. There we go. Give it some life. I look at my paper towels that I clean off my brush with, and I feel like they're the underrated masterpieces. Almost want to piece them together and frame them. I know, right? It's kind of like, oh, my accomplishments. What is it? Create, Illustrate. I actually got invited by a local homeschool co-op group to come and teach how to draw people and faces. So last week we drew people, and this week we drew faces, and we kind of brought it all together, and I brought water soluble pencils for the kids to play with. And that was a lot of fun. I have pieces like that too. I know, right? Because I have this is like craft paper that I just put paint on, but it can warp pretty easy. I actually stack all of my paper towels on this teacup plate. And I just move it around. Anytime I have leftover paper towels that are semi-clean, I'm like, oh, cool, I can use that later. And I set it aside. I'll sometimes have a big mountain of them, and sometimes it's just a little itty bitty. But yeah, sometimes the paint strokes on them and stuff, it just feels so satisfying. It's like, I made this. Yeah, lots of fun. And another thing is, like, when these things dry, you can actually go in with a color, any color, and you can do the water technique over it, and it kind of gives it a little extra shadow. Oh, that's a lot bolder than I was expecting, but that is totally fine. We're just gonna go with it. Also, I have highlights that I'm gonna do with it too, so I have to remember that. Now some of these, not all of them, but some of them, water-soluble crayons, they won't move after, I think, like 20, I think the Marabou has got a cap of like 24 hours. If it's been out, like just dry, you didn't add any mediums to it, it will not budge after 24 hours. What am I using? I am using water-soluble crayons, so watercolor crayons pretty much, and gesso. There's no label. I stuck it in a bottle so I could travel with it. And yeah, it's like traveling paint that's mess-free. I love it. It actually inspired me quite a bit lately. I was already into bookbinding, but I'm now looking into decorating some and putting them in my store. You should. I didn't know you had a store, Pixie. I'm gonna need to check that out. Yes, I wanted to put out more handmade sketchbooks this holiday season, but my projects between teaching the class and getting the book out, I just haven't had time. But I still have like 7 sketchbooks on the rack that need to get finished, and hopefully doing more and more. And those ones I do bind by hand. What brand are the bigger size crayons are you using again? Let me see. I've got Marabou art crayons. These are Jane Davenport, and these are a little hard to find and a little pricey for what they are. You can get any of them will work. Then there's Gelato, and then there's actually, I forgot, there's this one. It's by Ranger. No, Tim Holtz, the distress crayons, art suitcase. So those are like the 4 main brands that you can look into. I like the Marabou ones a lot. The only reason I'm using the Jane Davenport ones more is because that's what I started with this, and those are my traveling ones. But the Marabou art crayons, I love them. I really love a lot of Marabou stuff. Inspiration hit you like a bus. My art is messed up, so I have not been able to do a lot of art. Oh no, that's so sad. Hey, Nicole, you made it. I'm trying to darken these plant pots. Inspiration for real? Oh, good. Good. That's like my goal in life. I'm like, I just want everybody to feel inspired. Everybody feel inspired and make your stuff happen. That was very much my mindset with the kids today. I heard that they were actually practicing what I taught them last week, and I was terrified that I was going over their heads, so that was really encouraging. I love water-soluble stuff. Me too. Like, seriously. It's all my favorite stuff. I only have a Society 6 print shop at the moment, but I'm in the process of building a web store for original pieces and such. Ooh, that's awesome. Let me know when that's available, because I'd really be interested. And guys, you can do this too. Like I bought a pack of 48 of these on Amazon for like $30, $20, something like that. It wasn't that expensive. I have so many of them. And I will say, nobody's going to be able to decorate them like you can. That's a beautiful thing. And then on top of it, it's an original piece of art that people have the opportunity to purchase up from you. And you can just make whatever you want. Sometimes when I'm playing D&D, I'll just have some of these available and I just doodle some things. If you're looking at, if you like the idea of selling your art, then this is a good tactic to do. Bookmarks are also fun and easy to do. Absolutely. Probably have too much. No, that's not too much gesso at all. And I only really scrub on that crayons on certain areas because sometimes there's enough left over, depending on how much gesso you pulled, that you can just carry the paint over. Gosh, I love it. I think water soluble pencils are the mess-free watercolors, and water soluble crayons are the mess-free acrylic. I love it so much. And we're gonna go ahead and add some more here. And I'm just gonna go, I think that's as much love as I'm gonna get for the pot. I'm gonna go ahead and make, focus on those leaves a little more. So I did it last week. I upgraded my phone and I'm loving the camera. It doesn't zoom in quite as much. I have a lot more space on the table to share with you guys. Can you go back over the crayon after it dries with a fine liner? Yep, you sure can. I would be careful. I would actually, let me rephrase that. I would test it. Make sure you're being choosy about which fine liner, because as with any medium, if you take a fine liner over on top of like watercolor or something that can move, it has the potential to clog your fine liner. I recommend the Micron PN nib, and stands for plastic nib. As far as these go, it doesn't clog as much because they're made of plastic. They're not made of felt. Hey, Art Suitcase, how are you? Matt Calico, how are you? So these are really great. Also, my favorite, and I'll be using a combination of this pen and this one, is my favorite, the Copic Gas and Food. And that's because this is a permanent ink that is waterproof and Copic proof, but it lays on top of your piece like a painting. Or sorry, it lays on top like paint. It doesn't try to absorb in. So I recommend those for going over. And if you are wanting color, you can, there's definitely, experiment with, on some scratch paper with like some swatches of whatever medium you're gonna be painting over. I concur with the plastic nib, exactly. Did I give you one of those when I saw you, Andy? I might have. I've given that pen to so many people because I just swear by it. It's amazing. I've since then given one to all of my friends, and they have no words to describe it other than it's just magic. I've been using the pans a lot recently. I was iffy on them at first, but they've grown on me. Same! When I first got it, I was like, I am not interested in this. I don't know why. I'm just not that, it didn't wow me at first. And then I came back to it and I was like, this pen is actually, it's crack. It's crack in a pen form. It's amazing. Recommended it, so you bought one? Oh, nice. I may not have had an extra one on me. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I have to go. Hey, thank you so much, Iba West Art, for stopping by. It was really great to see you. I needed gesso, not water. Here we go. It's such a small area. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back to it. I'll fill in the dirt after I come back. We're going to move on to this one, because this one's pretty much colored in. I'm just going to take the souffle pens. You've only got so many colors, but it's really great. Now, the thing about these, I will say, is that when you first lay them down, they look like liquid. They look like a clear liquid, and it doesn't look like it's that much at all, and it kind of felt disappointing, and you have to wait for them to dry. So if you wait for them to dry, they dry opaque and like a little bit of a texture, three-dimensional texture. They perform a lot like some of the ballpoint pens I use, only way smoother. Exactly. And sometimes, let's see. If your gel pen's ever clogged, just tap it. Don't be like the 90s kids and try to unscrew it and blow. Come on, you. Haven't used it in a while. I missed it. What am I drawing on? This piece is just a piece of scratch paper. I'm using the souffle pens done by Sakura. And that's because they don't move after I lay them down. And they're very, very bright. You can draw them on dark. Yeah, there we go. And so we're going to come back to that. How does it compare to the Jelly Roll? Once they get started, they flow like water. They don't flow as much as a Jelly Roll does. Well, no, Jelly Roll doesn't flow as much as these do. And you want to be very deliberate about where you place these highlights when you use these, because you'll see, you can barely see anything. And we're gonna just watch the magic happen. I did get these off of Amazon. I usually have a scratch piece of paper of craft paper so I can see how it turns out. We are doing a gratitude notes thing this upcoming week at work, so I have a week of notes or cards or letters, etc. You create one for specific coworker. You're awesome, etc. Any ideas would be awesome. So you're thinking of ideas to make the card, like to make the card, or what to write. Honestly, I feel like if you designed a coloring page for the card and you gave it to that person, then that person could actually like engage with it. I don't know. I like that idea, but that's me. The paper, this is just Canson XL mixed media paper. I use this a lot and I always have scraps around. I should say I use it for my sketchbooks when I don't want watercolor paper. When I don't want to make with watercolor paper. Ugh. Are those metallic versions of those? I'm trying to remember if I heard of them before. These ones are not metallic. They are matte, just like their caps. And they're really, I really love them. And so see, you can see like this, you can barely see what I put down. But we go back to the front and that's what I laid down in the beginning. So it's really fun. They are semi-permanent. Each day I tuck a nice little note in her mailbox. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Make it just like a little coloring postcard for her. I think that's really cool. And come on, you can come out. And then I have to double check. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. I used that too. Nice. I would say the trick with these ones is to move slow. So the slower you move, the more comes out. Yeah, see? There we go. I forgot about that. Well, hey, Mom. How are you? Yeah, so you want to go slower with these ones. I can't believe I forgot about that. It's been a little while, guys. It's been a little while. And then you get some more down. Jelly Roll, it can get clogged, but that's because it's a different type of ink inside the pen. And I try to be very deliberate about which colors I'm using on which areas. I think I'm going to add pink to these succulents because why not? Why not? I think you can get this whole pack for like 10 bucks. And then if you run out, like I've used almost all of my white. It's almost empty. So I went on Amazon and I bought a pack of 2 for like 6 bucks of just the white one, which was really nice. Again, don't try and spray like a fixative or an aerosol on top of these guys. They will eat away. I learned that the hard way. It is a type of gel ink, I think. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's just kind of like magic. But it's made by the people who do Jelly Roll pens. So that is something to note. Yeah, there we go. And you can see it's already starting to highlight there. And this one actually looks darker, but it's going to lighten as it dries. And they do have a kind of three-dimensional pop to them when they're dry. Just remember that. Sakura, yep. They're called Souffle, S-O-U-F-F-L-E. So Souffle gel pens by Sakura. You can search it on Amazon and find them. I think they make a pen called an embossing pen or something to that effect. That might be what I was thinking of at first. And it's possible. I didn't know that they were like 3D, that was one of their qualities until I started working with them. I was like, oh yeah, there is a texture. Oh, hey, look at what the package says. Ha, funny. I mainly just wanted things I could draw in dark things, and I did not think these were going to work when I first opened them up. No worries, K Disney. This is very different than what I normally do as far as like my work, as far as the process, because normally I sketch and then I ink and then I color. Yeah, see, that's still drying and it's already a lot lighter, which is nice because it gives just a little accent where I want it to be. And I think I'm just going to give these pots like a white highlight, I think. Yeah. I like to highlight on the darkest parts because it shows up the most for one. There we go. Is that gesso drying out? I didn't think about it. Thank you for that. I'm gonna head off to work now as it's 3 now. I'm gonna head off now as it's 3 a.m. here. I love your work and I look forward to your next live stream. Thank you so much, Create Illustrate. I look forward to seeing you next time. Be next Thursday, I believe. I'm so paranoid now. I had the lid off and bought a link a few weeks ago. Beige carpet, no more. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. Hey, Mako Chick, is that how I pronounce it? Welcome. Taking Monday off? Oh no, Monday I count is something different. Monday is live streaming on Art Snacks. So that's still going on. And then Thursday live stream is still happening too. This is just what I do for my own time. Mako? Like hubba bubba? Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk very much today. I've been talking a lot, so all my words are coming out all kinds of slurred together. Forgive me. And we'll highlight some of those poppies and the succulents up in the corner. Like mucho? It's live streams are always fun when I start to trip over my words. Ha! It's fine. Let's do purple again. I like the idea of purple being in these succulents. I should probably figure out a better lighting system for this camera. Do you ever give your artwork to people as gifts? Oh yes, but for specific people, because I get, it's funny. I draw based on personality, both as portraits and whenever I'm gifting them to somebody. But yes, in fact, most of my Christmas this year is making gifts for people. So I'm not buying hardly anything store-bought because money's just tight this year. This coming Monday night, I will be arriving in Florida for the winter. You're a snowbird? I didn't know that. I grew up in a snowbird town. All right. We're going to let that dry. We're going to let this one dry. And we're going to do a little bit more highlighting. Oh, I had a couple caps open. A little bit more highlighting. We're going to highlight on this fox. I've had this fox like halfway done for a long time. Cocoa Beach? Nice. Hey, T.S. Knowlton. Bless you, babe. Welcome to the stream. I like this song, but it's just a little too chill for me. I start to fall asleep. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. I did. I grew up in Arizona, born and raised. Washington is officially the second longest place I've ever lived in. And that's coming up on 6 years. I still have like another 14 years before it matches Arizona. I make a lot of art gifts for friends and family as well, and I make an art piece that I then make a bunch of prints of for everyone at the solstice and equinox gatherings our grove has. Ooh, that's awesome. I haven't thought about the idea. No, actually, I kind of made prints once. I drew my campaign, all the members of the campaign as their characters, and I did make prints of that, and everybody got to take home a poster. That was cool. But that's a really cool idea to do for next year, is to make a print and hand those out as gifts. Grew up in Miami and lives in Orlando for 4.5 years before moving to Colorado 14.5 years ago. Wow, you just kind of been moving all over the place. Colorado is the longest I've lived anywhere as an adult. That's fair. Okay, that's something I can say. Washington is the longest I've lived anywhere as an adult. I like that. You never left your hometown? Hey, that's not a bad thing either. My husband technically hasn't left his home. Well, we have a cluster of cities here where we live nearby, and he's lived in and out of most of them. But I mean, it's all basically connected, so he's never left. Bridget, same. As long as your homes have a type of future in them, that's not a bad thing. I lived in Delaware for 26 years, but I wasn't born or raised here. Oh, okay. So do you travel to Florida every winter? I just make card-sized prints on my barely photo printer. Okay, but I wanted to invest in a better one for more professional prints. Yes, do a laser printer if you can. I'd like to do prints. I made thank you card sets and gave the sets as gifts. Oh, that's pretty cool. I used Vista and it was good, but does everyone recommend anywhere specifically for prints? I really like Cat Print. Cat Print is pretty amazing. Just CAT print. And you can get posters, prints, cards, all that stuff. I don't know if they're as cheap as Vistaprint. I think you have to order enough supplies in bulk for it to really count. But I've been really happy with their prints. It's actually what I used to get my Philo print made last October. I was born in Georgia. Oh, nice. Tibutico Cartoons. Did I pronounce that right? Oh, hey, Maggie. Yes, 4 months to get out of the cold. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Where I lived, everybody would travel there in the winters and leave in the summers, and rightly so. For the past 6 years. Nice. That's awesome. And it's gonna all look so much better once we add some black ink. Let's just put it that way. Thank you. I'm going to set it aside, let it dry. Actually, let me just add some white to see if it'll even show up, but I think it would look nice if it did. This one will probably be really hard for me to part with, but that's okay. I can always make another fox. Chicago's been a polar vortex for years. Georgia sounds heavenly. Oh, I'm sorry. It sounds really cold. The fox is pretty great. I've still got time. Nope, not that one. I'm ready to ink. I'm going to take a break from highlighting and we're going to ink. All right. And I use this for most of the inking because, again, it lays on top. Like, it doesn't scrape or get at or anything like that. It just lays right on top. Thank you. I keep getting kicked out. Oh, I'm sorry. I wish I could fix that. I tried to see if I could watch live streams, via accessing Instagram online, like through a browser, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's crazy. And this is the great part, is that when you have little things like little imperfections and stuff, you can just cover it up with some ink. Just put some ink on it. It'll be fine. Gotta get that Copic. Yes. Guys, I love this pen so much. I mean, I've used it for a long time, but I haven't really, I kind of underestimated it until this job that happened. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Streamlines the process so much more. And the thing is, like, these gel pens, while they do need time to dry, once they're dry, I mean, it doesn't really take that long. That's another reason I love them. And half of this is me trying to remember, like, what line artwork did I put here? Oh, right. I've tried the color first, ink later method a lot lately, but I don't think it's for me. It stresses me out when I can't see my lines. It does for me too, and I think that as you continue to do it, I think eventually you'll hit a point when you're, basically you will hit a point when you're just like, ha, you can't control me. I can conquer you with whatever. Yeah, it just takes time because I was that way for a long time. I don't do it often, but I know I can if I have to. Hey, Lissy0494, how are you? I usually just ink. I get a few Copic and other alcohol markers in the mail, and I have zero idea what to do. What colors did you get? Did you get like a large set, or did you get like a color palette specifically? The unofficial, hey, Cassie. I can just remember Cassie when I get to that word. I'm so sorry. But hi, how are you? Bridget did get them from Art Snacks. Line work makes everything nice and crisp. I like how it stands out. Yes, there was a long time when I was first learning how to draw that I was terrified of committing ink to my pieces because I was so afraid I was going to mess up. And I have never looked back. Once I conquered that fear, I've never looked back. I love my alcohol markers. I'm obsessed. Amen. Magnetic Panda Herd. How are you? That's a pretty amazing name. All right. I am doing well, thank you. When did I learn to draw? I have technically been drawing since I could hold a pencil. So like 3, 5, something like that. But I didn't get serious about it until I was 16, and I noticed that my friends could draw better than I could. I still drew like a first grader or something. And so I then studied anime, and I taught myself how to draw people, and it's just kind of progressed over the years. And now I'm teaching kids how to draw people. Well, on occasion. It's not like a regular thing, but yeah. It's pretty nice. I'm actually planning on picking up a couple pastel sets of Copics to play with. I highly recommend that. I think somebody, I forget what the username was, but they were talking about how to choose markers. And they say start with 2 and start with 2 lighter colors that you can practice with, because you can always deepen the colors and you can always add other mediums to deepen the colors as well. No, I think there's a green, gray, and a purple, maybe orange too. No, I didn't get them from Art Snacks. Hey, that's a good color combination though. Started for the same reason. That's awesome. I need to sit and draw people. It's hard, but it's honestly, if you can learn how to draw people, even just cartoons, because guys, I can't do realism. You guys see me draw cartoons all the time, but I can't do realism to save my life. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's hard, but it's also very achievable. So you can totally do it. I'll have to check it out. November's breakdown has Bybun working with the Copic markers. Yes, it does. I'm so glad they have the box breakdown videos back. Sketch with Sophie. Sophia, how are you? I've actually been doing exactly that with the ones they sent from the October box. I didn't even realize that until you said it, but they did. They sent faint colors, and that was really smart. I got 2 shades of blue from Art Snacks. I think I got like their bluish lavender or grayish lavender color and their light blue. And I almost cheated, and I did order the mint green color, but I didn't end up using it after all. I went with my original. I got hooked on those Copics from the boxes too. Oh my gosh, yes. By the way, guys, if you are interested in Copics and you wanted like the ones with a brush tip, the Chow are the exact same as the Sketch. They're just less expensive. They have a huge range of colors. Sketch has more colors, but that's okay because you have a huge range in the Chow. And I think Chow holds more ink and can be refilled more often. Or more times, but they're the same. They are the same. Bonnie, how are you? I got those colors too, the frost blue and grayish lavender. Yeah, and then I had like the orange ink. I had no idea what to do. And then I made a fox illustration. I was very happy with it. But I used the whole page, and that was really fun. It was so nice getting to sit down and draw during that time. Then I bought all the sets from the Art Snack shop when it was 30% off. Oh my gosh, so smart. I'm good. I bought myself some more pens today. Oh, nice. What kind of pens? I'm curious. I am doing good. I taught the class I told you I was going to do. I just did my 2nd class today, so it's done for the season, but it went really well, and they wanted me to come back and do some more art with their kids. I've also started investing in some skin tones because I hate mixing skin tones from scratch. Yes. Skin tones, it's one of those things where it's like, you can mix it, but with markers, I just need the actual marker. Yeah. Although I did mix watercolors to make my go-to skin tone. So I actually took the tubes and mixed it and then put it in a pan of all of its own. So it's like its own unique skin tone color, which I kind of like that idea of. I think skin tones was one of the first Copic sets I ever got. Because for me, I'm always like, skin tones, where are the skin tones? But if I don't have any other colors, it kind of makes me unmotivated to start something. Just some microns, a 0.20 millimeter and a 0.50 millimeter, all black because I love black. Hey, black microns never get old. That's awesome. Super excited for you. Also, Bonnie, your jewelry has been so beautiful. I just keep seeing it on my feed every day, and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Good work. I hope that you're able to find good homes for them. Microns rock. About to lose power on my iPad. TTFN. Have a good night, K Disney. Thank you for coming. I think I've got, I've got like, we're going to say like 5 more minutes. Not going to be able to finish these on stream, but that's okay. I will either finish them next week, and if I don't finish them in this next week, I will bring them back for the next live stream and finish them there. They are the best. Oh, thanks. That makes me so happy. You're going to find good homes for them, I know. I have some Copics, but I can't figure out how to blend with them properly. The key is to blend them when they're wet. In fact, hang on. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, we're going to try this. I don't know if these are the greatest colors. If you've caught me on the Art Snack stream, Ursa, you made it! Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in so long. So guys, just so you know, this is the Chow and this is the Sketch. They are the same. They have the same chisel nib. They're chisel nib. They're just, Sketch is a little better quality in how they roll and stuff. Anyways, so you take the lighter color and you press it to the darker color. You just let those tips kiss right there. And then you lay it down and you get like, you fan it out and you can get this ombre effect. And even when it's wet, you layer it when it's wet. And then you keep kind of going back and forth. You need paper that can hold up for it. I recommend the Copic or the Plum Chester because both are really good for Copics. And there we go. And the impromptu lessons. This is how I view all of my live streams. I'm like, what can I bring? What do people want to know? Okay, cool. I can share this. I don't know much about it, but I'll share what I have. Sorry, I would have been here sooner, but it was kiddo's bedtime. Hey, that's no worries. The replay will be available for 24 hours. And I've been posting these on YouTube, guys. I've been posting these on my YouTube account until I can get some more specific YouTube content up, because that's coming in 2020. Anyways, let me know if that helps with the blending at all. But the key is to do it while it's wet. Some cardstock is good too, but to be careful with the GSM. Yes, you can do it on cardstock, but definitely be careful. Honestly, you also need to be careful what kind of paper you use your markers on, because the paper can actually affect the quality of the tips. For Copics, it's not a big deal because you can replace the nibs, no problem, but just for future reference. No worries, Lily. Boing. Is it Boeing? Boing. My words have been really terrible tonight, so please forgive me. Flow aid, sure. Copic blending, got it. Well, I try. I was also curious about the flow aid. I was like, I haven't actually tried flow aid. Let's see what we can do. I also have a little bit more freedom here. When I'm on Art Snacks in 20, I'm pretty much using just the supplies that I have with me there. But if I have it nearby and it's not like anything's pressing here, I can totally break and show you guys something. If it helps to answer a question easier. 65 pound at least, and try for acid free. Yes. Just don't use Copics on watercolor paper or anything thick that's meant to hold water, because it will absorb the ink right out of your marker and cause it to go super fast. There we go. And usually I do go in afterwards and with my Micron plastic nib pen and add some just little ink details with it. Thank you. I like these the plant mom and the I am a plant person. They make me really happy. Guys, I didn't know I was a plant person until I moved to Washington. I didn't know I loved flowers till I was 24 years old. It's like, how sad is that? Nothing grows where I'm from except cactus. People had rock lawns. No grass, just rocks. Or dirt. I asked for plants for Christmas this year. It's always a good gift. I have so many plants because I'm propagating my succulents right now. And I mean, I've got quite a few of them propagating. So it's taking up pretty much my entire windowsill. But I'm like, more plants. More plants. I love cacti. I like succulents. I don't normally like cacti, but I like succulents. The little books are adorable. Thank you. They're really fun. Again, Amazon, you can get a huge pack of them and make some of your own. And you can make them as gifts, and you can make them to sell. You can make them for craft fairs. And it's great because they technically count as an original piece of work. Succulents. I feel like I'd kill the unkillable if I tried being a plant mom. I mean, if I came from the desert where nothing can grow my whole life and I'm learning how to make them grow, it can work. I did kill my first orchid, I will be honest. My first orchid did not survive, but my second one's doing good. I have so many baby succulents growing right now. If I could ship them, I would send them to you. Oh, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, who all could I gift these to? There I have my friends, but there's more succulents than there are friends. I wonder how difficult it is to ship them. Did you guys know there's a subscription box for succulents? I just found this out. So many people in my family have green thumbs. I try not to touch anything and let them grow as they will. Yes, this is actually a little sketchbook, notebook, whatever you want. These are available on Amazon. I bought a pack of 48 for like 30 bucks, and I can just, I've drawn on so many of these. In fact, when I first opened up my store, I think I had 6 available, and they were the first thing to go. I think there's one more left. I think there's one left. It's my wild and free one. And it's great because you can use it as a notebook, as a reminder book, as a sketchbook. And they're just, it's kind of a cool way to sell some original work. My cat steals propagated ones. I want to murder her. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think the only reason my cats don't mess with my plants is because they know the desk is off limits. I wanted the box for Christmas of the succulents. I don't blame you. I mean, $10 for 2 succulents a month. Well, plus shipping, but still, I mean, I would run out of window space so fast. Yes, my friend of mine tried the succulent subscription box, and some of them got left outside in the winter and died. Oh no, that's so sad. Oh, that's true. I probably would cancel it during the winter. I didn't even think about that because they could get frostbitten, especially depending on where you live. I think it's something that would be cool to have like just for a short time, and then you enjoy them and maybe propagate them, and then if you're ready for more, then you start it back up again. I feel like it would need to be one of those kinds of subscriptions. Bonnie, that's so cool. Yeah, my cat, I will say, she knows better than to get up on my desk. There was one time she was vying for my attention so much that I left the room, and when I came back, she was just sitting on the edge of the desk facing me. She wasn't interested in anything else. She just knew that she'd get attention. I was like, you are such a punk. Such a punk. Oh, that's my 2-minute timer that just popped up, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and log off here. Ugh, so close. So close. I wonder, could I do it? I don't want to rush it. No, I'm not gonna rush it. But if it boots me off, you'll know why. Jason, hey. My 2-minute timer is up. I think I got like a minute and a half. So, but I'm glad you got to stop by and say hi. Yeah, you too. Thanks you guys so much for coming. This is always so much fun. I will be back next Thursday. And don't forget, Art Snacks in 20 happens on Monday. So, yeah. Jay, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. I have to get off now, but it's so good to see your name. Okay, guys, bye. Have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking. This was a lot of fun. I will finish this guy soon, and he'll be up in my shop very soon. So thanks, guys. Bye.